Then get out of the way.
Okay.
Why did you take pictures?
There we go.
Josh
Taking a
is the
picture.
best.
Taking a picture.
I am the best of the
Let me
best.
try a new angle.
No, I am. Reminding things first.
She's crying and screaming.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I smashed my finger in the door.
Sit down, Big L. Hey.
Stop, you know about the cake?
Oh.
She told me
Take a
today.
picture of this author.
Who the cupcakes
Oh.
Whoever wants cupcakes, but he can't write names on a cupcake, so I have a cake.
for? Oh, wow.
Here it goes.
I like the chocolate. What's in the inside of the cake?
White and chocolate, white cake chocolate filled.
Yay. I can't believe this. Mazel tov.
I said
Natal, Ellie, and Josh.
Let's see how we do this.
Remember Ellie? First mission.
Let me
You want to
look
get
at
it?
it.
I'm going to take a picture.
No, good?
Wait, let me see.
Oh, please.
What?
What's he doing?
We'll
I
just
guess he
say.
wants to get into the picture.
Wait, I was
Arthur will be glad to do that.
If the camera falls,
Why are you
Keep going.
don't sneeze anybody, don't bang into the wall.
Everybody.
That he has at least half. He has at least half. Why does it swear this?
So go get the camera.
This
Why does it
is,
swear?
this endures is designed to endure abuse.
So then, about one of them will
How did
he
that
swears
picture, how did you
only
set
half. So then he's going against what he said.
What?
He swears at least half. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Why at least half?
Sit down, let's take a photo.
That's my friend's house.
All the way back.
We're gonna start. We're gonna do every mission.
No. First and then the last pair.
Sure. I put it as simple as I think it's keen.
First mission.
Remember?
And what's the first mission? That's what we're sea level. So what's the first mission?
All right, we'll start.
Who remembers the first mission? Who
I
remembers?
remember it's I'll let Ellie do it.
All right. You,
I know.
Typical thing
Why?
with Thomas said, one says that,
Hole was his.
easy. You said your part. His turn.
one says it's at least half his mine, and the other one
What was
says,
that? What was the original claim? Not what they
the
swear.
one said that was mine.
What's
The-
mine?
the
How much
others-
is mine?
The whole thing.
Whole thing.
Stop. Not that. What the other guy said.
What?
What the other guy
Half is mine.
No.
Not in the first case. What was the
First
first case? That was the second case. All the way back to the beginning. What was the first case of the receptor?
First case, okay.
One guy said that the
Hotels is mine.
That he said. No, not that.
The other guy said what's all mine? The towels. Okay.
Well, Ellie. So what happened?
So they divide it. One guy takes the task and one guy pays.
Okay, but what did they? Okay, what did they swear though? Okay, not. Josh.
One swears that at least half of his mine, and the other guy swears at least half of his mine.
Okay, why do they swear at least half? Why do they
Because
swear?
if one swear the whole, of course one of them would be lying because they both said it's mine. One of them would be lying.
And why don't they swear half is mine?
Why they swear half is mine?
Why don't they? Why don't they just swear half is mine? One guy says half is mine. One
That's what they
guy.
did. They swear half is mine.
They did.
Yeah.
Did they
well,
say
at
half?
least?
At least half is mine. What's the difference between half and at least half?
Guy says half means it's half.
And what is at least half?
At least half is mine. Like.
Okay, why is that?
Won't be less.
Why is that better? Why is at least half better than half?
He's not saying it's for sure half.
And therefore,
He can't be lying. Well, he could be lying since he is
and why is that better? What was his original claim? That what?
the whole zone.
And if he says at least half, that could also include.
You know the stuff your brother used to do on Natan? While pulling his ear?
What did
Okay.
you do? What?
Very good.
What happened?
Okay, anyway, we're going to say over.
He used to read this to you. He used to chant this to you when you were 3 months old, 4 months old, and go like this to
I
you.
can't take care of
That's why your ears stand up.
What do you say?
Okay, let's just give a quick review of some of the prokim, and then we're going to say over just a few basic ideas so that everyone is here should be familiar with what we've learned over the last few months. No. Last bit. Just have a very, very quick overview. Okay, so the first paragraph we learned about different arguments and claims, right? And we learned about different ways that a person gets something. Do you remember what ways does a person get something? How does it become his?
He has to use it or pick it up.
Pick it up. What is another way that the rabbis allowed someone to
You
become
have
his?
somebody to take it for you.
Very good.
And
What's
he
it?
agrees to do it. Or if you become in range of 4 amos.
4 amos, very good. And okay. And what about if a person comes to someone's field and he says the field makes it mine?
Oh,
Does that work all the time?
no, like if
When does it? Yeah.
it's supposed it's something that has broken legs or something like that, then you could say the field has possession food. But if it's something like a bird or something that just flies all around, you
Right,
can't
then
say
it's not going to help. Very good. So now we learned in the first parak all the different laws of claiming and becoming yours. Second parak was Elo Metzius. Right? What are the 3 types of things that we find what we do with? What are the 3 different ways that we do with things?
We announce it, we keep it, and we leave it there.
Leave it there. What type of things do we announce? Yeah.
Things that have a semen.
Okay. What type of things do we just leave there? John?
things. Wait, what? Leave there?
Just
Or
leave there.
Oh,
Not,
leave there. Like stuff that's like in a garbage can, like it's it's not wrapped up or anything. It's just
No,
it is wrapped up. Yeah.
No, something you
Okay,
see.
what's the major rule? You see what? You
If
see
you
that
see
it's-
something that's supposed to be there, like let's say you see something on top of a can.
Right. Okay, what's the third one? Things that you're allowed
Not.
allowed to
You're not. You're allowed to keep.
keep. What type of things you're allowed to keep? Things that
Things that don't have semen.
Like somebody gave hope.
right. Things that a person would probably what?
Give up hope.
Give up. Very good.
What's
Okay.
that called? Who remembers what that's called? Giving up hope.
Remember, we're giving up hope is
It's an important word.
ye. It's actually not in the Mishnah, but we spoke about it. We spoke about it. Simon, they remember. But the word giving up hope is ye, yay,
Yesh.
close, yush. Okay.
It's an important
And
word.
that's May 3.
If you ever, in case you ever say I give up, you say I need yayesh. Okay. And then we got into the third parak. Third parak spoke about shomrim. Shomrim. Okay, what are the 4 types of shomrim? Okay, who wants to tell me
Shomer
this?
Chinam, Shomer Sachar,
Okay.
Shoel, and Circa.
So, okay, who can explain me what's the din of a shomer chinam? The din of a shomer chinam. Watches for free. Shomer chinam is always chayiv if something happens to what he's watching. He's always patur. When is there an exception? Why is he always patur?
Because he does it for free. It's like
Doesn't.
doing a favor.
And therefore, so like the guy who's not responsible if something happens. But when is he chayiv? Yeah, well,
What
When he
when he used it? What if you're watching the bicycle? Josh's bicycle. Can you ride it?
Yeah.
With your shomachino, can you ride it?
Yes.
what's that? Wait, could you use something? Let's say you're a shomer chinam and you're not responsible. Could you use it if you're not responsible? When would you be able to use something?
When you're
If what?
responsible.
When you are responsible. Okay, now, when is a shomer chinam chayiv? There's one exception to shomer chinam is actually chayiv. Which is that?
When stolen. Then he does it by negligence.
Negligence. For example, what's an example?
Let's say he was riding
One at a time.
If it breaks down, if it's a golden chain and leaves it right by the window and the window's open, and the robber comes and takes it.
No, like suppose you said like if they leave it like a place where there's a lot of sun and
Right, leaves a cow in a place with a lot of sun and the cow has to get crazy. Okay, now what's the second case? The shomer socher and the Circa, right? What's a shomer socher?
Somebody watches for me.
And what's a Circa? Someone who rents. What's their din? Are they patur or they chayiv?
They'll usually hire.
When are they patur?
If it breaks down or dies.
Very good. And he's chayiv when it gets stolen. Okay, now what happens if a shomer chinam who's patur, what does he have to do in order to be patur, a shomer chinam? He's just patur, that's it, if something happens, he's just patur?
He has to swear
He has to swear that what?
that he didn't do it on negligence.
But what happens if he doesn't want to swear?
Then he has to.
And what happens if later they catch the guy and say he swears?
To get some money back.
He gets the money, he gets the pay. Okay, now, what's the din, final 4th din? Which is the 4th type of shomer?
A shoel.
Shoel. What is a shoel?
He's almost always like.
What is a shoel? What is a shoel?
He watches it. He borrows it.
He borrows it. When is he always patur?
No, he's only once putter.
When is that?
That's when it's stolen.
No. That's a shomer this. When is a shoel patur? Only one case. He's always chayiv, always, even if he dies.
Oh, I know. Wait.
Yeah.
But,
If it dies on the owner's will.
yeah, I was about to say that.
When the owner is there, when he borrowed or rented the owner with the object together. Okay. So we went through all of that. Actually, that was quite a blend. The different types of shomer and the different
Let's
things.
go to that.
Now, one second. One more question, just to get the overview of that idea. What happens if someone gives someone money and people give him money. One person gave him, let's say, $100. One guy gave him $1,000, right? And then both of them claim that they gave him money. What's the din? Pater, what does he have to do? This guy says, I gave the 1,000. The other guy says, I gave the 1,000. No, so you don't give
Okay,
it.
so what you do is you give each one 100,000.
Right.
The remaining, but
Rabbi Yossi.
Rabbi Yossi says that you leave all of it till evening.
Why? In order that what? In order?
In order that they will know which one.
In order the liar will what? The liar will admit it that because he's losing. Okay, so then we went through all the dinim of ona'ah, great length and paradalin, and then we went through what type of ona'ah did we learn about? We learned about 10 types. What was one of the types?
Money.
What does money ona'ah mean?
That means you add more to the money, like instead of making it 100% silver, you make it 90%.
Right. And what is business ona'ah mean?
When you say that this thing is worth $500,000, it's only worth $100,000.
Okay. What is the rate? Could you twice, 3 times?
Oh yeah.
What is the rate?
I think
4
1/6.
1/6. Very good. Okay. Then we learned all about rebit. Not even going to that. It should take hours. Just all the dinim about that. Right. And then we went into. Right. We learned all about rebit, and then we went into all the dinim of, if we recall, about Mikabel. We went into all the dinim of paying workers. We went into all those dinim. We went into all the dinim of what do you have to pay a worker? What do you have to give a worker while he's working?
Food.
What type of worker do you have to give food? Any type of worker?
No, the guy works in the field.
What about a watchman?
Watchman, I think.
Well, that's a good question. A watchman gets food, but according to the Torah,
Takes off from his rent.
according to the Torah, is he the person who gets food?
No.
Only a minute. What have the minute of the dinners?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then we went through all those dinners, and now since we're getting ready for the siyum, so the boys are going to each one to say a part of the last parak very quickly, and the last mission, siyum, the food is only the simcha from the siyum,
Yes.
but the actual siyum is
No,
not the
the
food.
simcha is the food.
That the simcha reflects
Simcha is
the
the
food
cake.
reflects the simcha.
No, the
Okay.
simcha is the cupcakes.
Okay, so let's now go over parak. Who wants to say that? Wants to say over, not say over the words, just say over what the first Mishnah speaks about. Go ahead.
Okay, if a house that was owned by, that had a top and a bottom, and it fell down, 2 families lived in it. Yeah, so you're supposed to split all the like wood and everything, the bricks and everything. And in the bricks, you try to see like which ones like could have broken or stuff like that.
Right.
And you split the bricks. And suppose somebody sees like that has a siyum on it, so I think that was my
Right.
Then he takes it. But that's like, if there was 100 bricks and he says, those 50 are mine, that's part of his
That's
split.
his casual, right?
Yeah.
You know, so he can't say, I recognize these, but let's split the rest. So, okay, you want to say the second Mishnah? Okay. By heart, you remember?
I don't remember all the words by
All
heart.
right. Okay.
Well, let's say there's a bottom floor and a top floor,
Right.
and
What's that? Who lives on the bottom floor?
the
Who
owner,
lives on the top?
the tenant,
Tenant, yeah.
and the ceiling breaks.
Right.
So what the guy on the tenant, he's gonna say, you have to build up the top, your ceiling, so I can build up my.
No, it's the tenant, it's not the owner. He
Yeah.
asked him to fix his floor, right? And he doesn't want to. So what's the din?
So he builds up.
No. It's the tenant, not the owner. That's Mishnah Gimel, what you're saying. Okay? That's why I said to look in, because you got to tell Mishnah Gimel. Mishnah Gimel is the case of building up. Okay? The tenant doesn't have to build anything. He's not responsible for the house. Right? So what is the tenant?
The occupant and the guy who's on the bottom floor can say, I'm not gonna stay in the other guy's place, and the other guy's part of the house.
One second. That's also the
The
third
owner's
Mishnah.
part.
What is the second Mishnah? Look through the second Mishnah and tell me, because we're really reviewing. I already learned this already 2 weeks ago. But just what does the second Mishnah say? That
He's
the
allowed
owner, the tenant, remember, not an owner. An owner has no right to say he wants to build. Yeah, what does the tenant say?
The tenant says, well, since you're not building,
You're not building my thing,
my
right?
thing, Then I'll stay in your.
Very good. I'll stay in by you. Right. Nowadays it doesn't work that way. But. Yeah. Okay. And then until what? Until he builds. But Rabbi Yossi says.
Rabbi Yossi says he has to provide for the building and stuff.
Right. He has to pay for part of the building. Very good. He has to pay for which part of the building?
The
Floor of the second floor. Right. And the other guy pays for the top part of the first floor, the ceiling. Okay? Now the third Mishnah. Don't close it, don't close it. We only have 6 Mishnahs. So the third Mishnah, prepare it. You want, okay.
If the house falls and of 2 people and...
1 second. How is it different from Eli's case? The 2 people now...
Because one person owns the bottom and one person owns the
Right. Unlike the other case where one was the tenant, right? Okay. What happened?
This is a condominium.
Right. Exactly.
If
Right.
the top person wants to build and the bottom person
Right.
doesn't want to build.
So what's the problem? Let the top guy build his second floor, and the first guy could, let it stay.
There's nothing on the bottom.
Exactly. It's very hard to build a second floor.
So, no, I know.
Right. Okay. So what's the din?
You could take metal bars.
All right. Anyway, they didn't think of that those days. Yeah. So what's the din?
You make the bottom.
The top guy could make the.
The bottom. You can make the
1 second. That's 1/8. So that's what Rabbi said. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with making the bottom floor live there?
It's like you have to pay rent.
Sure. He's living in the other guy's house, right? Okay. So what is the other suggestion?
You build the bottom floor, the second floor, and the roof.
And
then
you live in the bottom.
And then you live in the bottom until he pays you.
Very good. Okay. Fourth Mishnah. One of the fourth. Okay.
Okay.
But an olive press.
If
But an olive press in the rock. Remember? Olive press built in the rock.
and there's a garden on top.
On top.
And the
Yeah.
garden and the top part falls down.
Right. What's the din?
The person on top becomes the bottom part until he makes.
Very good. And then about the tree, the second part of that mission, the tree or the wall that falls. What's the din?
That falls
Into the Rishus HaRabim.
and your putter of
Right. But if they. Say that again.
if your putter of paint
1 second. Putter of paint for what?
for them.
Damage. If it falls. Why you putter? Because.
Because if they need to be taunted.
Well, then you didn't expect, right? It just happened to fall. Okay. But.
But if they give you time to take it down, and it falls while
Time isn't up yet. Then he's.
then he's putter. But if it happens after time, he's putter.
He's chayiv. Incidentally, it's a very good question. Why should he be putter if it falls in the street, right? If it falls in someone's private property, then he's chayiv. If it falls in the street, so you didn't expect it to fall, so he's putter. Okay. This Mishnah. Okay, now Mishnah Hay is a little bit longer. We have 2 more Mishnahs to go. This is now the Mishnah before the last Mishnah of the whole of Mitzvah. You're going to say the first part. You're going to explain the first and the second half very quickly, and then we'll learn the last Mishnah. And that's the same.
Yeah, okay. Now, suppose those 2 like.
This is a very complicated
and
legal
one-
case. Yeah.
One has a garden, and there's a wall in between it, and the wall falls over, and so the guy's garden. So he says to the other guy, pick up like your stones, and like you don't listen to what the guy says.
What does the other guy say? What does the other guy
He
say?
says pick up your stones.
So what does the other guy answer him?
What the number stones?
They are his
No,
stones.
they are just watch stones.
So what should you do? Just leave it there? What does he tell him? Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it. What's the din? Do you listen to him?
No.
We don't listen. Next.
So
You're saying the second
yeah,
half?
if
Yeah.
wait, let me just. Okay. If he says.
But if he agrees to keep the stones, then
you could do it.
right, and then he can't say later
You can't say later. I'll give you money for the stones.
and give me back the stones.
And give
Right?
me back
Okay. Then if he hires a worker,
If he hires a worker, let me see. Oh yeah, to work the Tevin Ukash in what's it called? Stubble or so.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
And then he wants to get a salary,
You
right?
can't say, take from what you...
You worked, right?
You can't say that.
Okay, but if he agrees to take it,
Take it, and then you can't say, he'll give me back the taking the cash, and I'll give you your money.
very good, very good. How's it? Okay, next.
Okay, where is he up to?
Okay, I'm a zabel zabel.
Okay. Oh, didn't he just do that?
No, he didn't get to that yet.
Oh, it says Hamotzi Zivlu.
Right, right. Motzi zabel u'shusha.
You find manure in public property. So
No, fine. Take it out, right?
when you take
Right?
manure out in public property,
Okay, what do you have to do? You have to right away.
you have to write
You're allowed to keep it there. We're talking now. This part of the Mishnah now is going to speak about things that you shouldn't have in public property because it's a little bit. Okay, go ahead. So you take it out. You're not allowed to
You're not allowed to let it stay there.
stay there. Okay, continue.
Let's say.
Okay.
Ain't sure.
Okay, now things that you can't do in Rishus Harabim. For example, you can't.
Where is that?
You have to, each thing. Just say in general what's it talking about. We're not learning
You're not allowed to make you're not allowed to make bricks.
bricks in the Rishus Harabim,
You're
right?
not allowed to put up a wall.
Okay, but what are you allowed to do? You're allowed to mix the cement, okay? And if you bring bricks into the Rishus Harabim, what do you have to do right away?
You have to build.
Build right away. How much time do you have, Bill, before the building you're allowed to keep your stuff? 30 what? 30 days.
30,000 years.
30,000. Okay, very good. Now we're in the last,
Yeah, I say the first part.
okay, the last
I
Mishnah
said the last part.
of Vav Mitzia.
Okay.
Okay.
There were two fields.
Say word by word. In fact, all of you can say it together and we'll translate together. Go ahead.
Say
that
that
Go ahead.
There were two fields, one on top of the other.
Okay. What's that? Before you continue, this is not understood for someone who's, unfamiliar with the Mishnah. How is it possible two gardens, one on top of the other?
Like it was on like a cliff, and there was one over here on the top.
Right.
Then there was something like just there, and then there was one over here.
In
on
other
the
words,
bottom.
you're saying like this, and then another garden here, and in between there's like a wall.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the problem now? What's going to be the problem?
What's
that?
And
Right.
there's
Vegetables in between. The question is who owns the?
vegetables. But the male or male, so it's from
Say it together. Meir Omer Shel Elyon. The mayor says it belongs to the top.
But the
Yehuda Omer
says
Shel Tapton. It belongs to Ami Rabbi Meir. Now Rabbi Meir is going to explain why does it belong to the top guy. Im Yitzeh Ha'elyon. If the
guy on the top
wants to take his
soil, there won't be any vegetables.
In other words, if he has the right to just take off all that soil, so there won't be any vegetables. Okay? Now what's the right of Rabbi Yehuda? I'm Rabbi Yehuda. Im Yitzeh Ha'tachton. If the lower guy wants Limalot et Ginato to fill up his field, right? Ein kan yerek.
There won't be any vegetables.
Okay? So therefore he says who does it belong to? To the bottom. Amar Rabbi Meir. Me'achar sheshnein yicholim limchot zeh et zeh. Since one of them could stop up another, royin, we meheichan yerek zeh chai. From where does this yerek grow? Very good.
Rabbi Shimon says
Kol sheha'elyon yochol l'shot et yado. That the top guy could reach down and pick up, lito, hare hu shelo. So how much belongs to the top guy? A lot?
As long as he could stand.
Whatever, no, he's a very tall guy, he has a lot. If he's very skinny or small, he won't be able
If
to.
he's very, very tall, he can get it all.
He could probably get, well, it also depends how big the area is. Bashar and the rest, shel tapton, belongs to the bottom guy.
Okay, good.
I smell the pizza.
Okay, Kaddish.
He's too busy with the pizza.
What happened?
Cut for 1 second. He had a private, I thought he had a private restaurant. Really?
You should have. You don't have a big size. Oh, he didn't have a big size. Let me get him.
What do you think
Size
of the cheese?
Okay.
Wait, what do you think of the cheese?
If the cheese goes off,
get the nice
Shyla.
one.
I want real pizza.
What?
I want this.
Then come to
Take
Shyla.
whichever ones you want. Give. What are you doing?
I'm taking up the cheese.
Oh, Josh.
You have that on tape.
Bribe you when you hear it.
Josh doesn't eat the cheese. He just eats the pizza.
Lauren, sit down and eat your
Says she wants
pizza.
to sit there.
So do you want to eat my pizza?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted the pizza so good from Shimon's. Yeah, it is Shimon's.
Which one, Brian? This better be mine because I'm using it.
Try and eat them all up at the same time. It's too much.
You have to eat
I
mine
get big
before.
pieces instead. What?
Wonderful, sir.
This one's got, what is that?
Babe,
I said, what is
cups of the sodas.
What?
It's
When you go over
a.
there in camps, we set some This little.
We didn't learn some.
Sleepers.
What?
He gave me a wisdom. You're not that old yourself.
Mike and Josh.
You
What
would
do you learn
Two
about?
and a half.
There's gonna be a.
But
you never learned Shabbos brothers.
Rabbi Browd, would you like some Coke or diet?
My sister's a
I'm
month
dying,
before.
Mom.
You're on a diet?
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
You want to
I see what
Let me get the big piece.
Yes, that for small teeth.
What's-
At least it's here. I went to the dentist yesterday. I can breathe now for 6 months. Let me see.
Mom, that's the camera.
Zippy, come here.